Hello to those who came to my pick a card. You're going to find out what spirits are around you. This is part 1, part 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I don't feel like picking them up to the camera. I don't know why, so just leave them there and you decide which one to choose. Hello to those who chose in part 1. So these readings are going to be very interesting. Just to preface, I don't know who's coming to my pick card. I don't know individually how spiritually evolved you are. Compared to the last time I did this reading, which was like, I believe, over a year ago, I have really grown and evolved in my spiritual gifts and in my discernment and awareness. I do want to talk about spiritual entities that are around you. Sometimes other humans' spiritual bodies can be in our presence, and it's a matter of how evolved you are to determine if you know that they're in your presence. Yes, I would love to channel someone's dead loved one or an ancestor, a spirit guide, but if this sounds like a human situation, then there's maybe matters of spiritual warfare, or it's the complete opposite, and that y'all are just like besties spiritually, you know? Sorry if the lines get blurred, and I just hope that you have the discernment to know, because I'm going to be talking as if these are spiritual beings. Maybe I will be given the discernment. This is a human being, you know, but spiritually they're interacting with you. Let's just see how it goes. We're gonna start off with 3 things before we even reach over here, okay, Pawan? I have a bunch of random shit in my notes, and it's like over 700 things. I randomize and I choose. Sometimes intuitively, I choose it myself, or go on a little number thing. Don't. You got the word left on red. So first, I'm gonna spiritually interpret that based off of this topic. I'm getting very antsy and fidgety. I feel like I'm supposed to be making a decision, but I've taken action prior to this moment. I had a lot of time to decide and I chose to prolong it, and now I've come to a point where there can't be any more waiting. It's time now. This is how the other spiritual beings feel about you. Are you aware that you're going to manifest a person in your life? Unless you've been trying to work with a god or a goddess that has been constantly rejecting you, this is how they're feeling towards you. Like, okay, now's the time I can work with Pawan. And that's the positive confirmation. To be honest, that's maybe for a smaller majority of you, because I am getting this could be a potential love interest, potential long-term relationship that could be platonic or not. You unconsciously manifested in the past, or maybe you did manifest it like a year ago and you just like totally forgot about it, just right over your head. But it's coming in soon, because it's been a while. To be honest, this has been brewing for a very long time. Now we're going to move on here. The Rider-Waite Tarot, I don't have that, but the photos are all copyrighted, and just in case I don't want my video taken down, just keep the death card in mind, because that's what you got. I feel like a death card is supposed to represent a long-awaited transformation, you know, one that you have already come into full acceptance about. But what's so funny is you don't even see this coming. You're so confused because you're the one riding on the low horse, like, oh, what? Oh yeah, I remember you. Like, if you forgot about this manifestation or this person, okay, well, yeah, I don't mind you coming on my horse. Like, go ahead, let's go right off to my house so you can spend the night, because you're all bloody. I don't know if you've seen the picture of the death card, but I'm looking at it now and pretty sad. You're only taking one person, you're not taking the other people around them. So, with that in mind, I think you represent a higher consciousness, and this person can meet it. But I think the reason why this has taken so long for them to come around, if you know for sure, for certain that this is a spiritual being, then apply it to that, okay? But interpret this like if this is an actual like human. So long because they have been holding back baggage from the past that they thought that they could bring along with you. Instead of going in front of you and asking, oh, can I take a ride on your horse? Spirit slapped them and was like, humble yourself. No, don't even. That's how your spirit team was like, don't even come close to them until you're ready or until you can respect Power One. If this is a spiritual entity, it's not they're inferior to you at all. This little amount of giving, just them giving a little and then you giving a bunch, and then that repeated pattern is just unacceptable because you deserve an equal give and take. So that's why your spirit team for a second there was really trying to cut this off. Now this person has cut out a significant amount of their bad habits, a lot of the bad people around them, a lot of the baggage from the past, like a lot, I mean, not all of it, to be honest. The baggage part, yeah. This was not a matter of healing, it was a matter of continuing bad habits and enabling a bad environment. They're almost full circle, like 95%. They need that 5% more to go up to you and ask you, can we hang out, or reach it back out to you and be like, I'm so sorry for the way things ended, blah, blah, blah. You're gonna be open and willing, like, okay, like, fine, yeah, let's go. I don't need, like, nonchalant. So now we're moving on over here to these cards. This card on the bottom is the Gender Art card. Bridget is trying to look at the Gender Art card, and Quatesh is Bridget's weakness and doesn't see it coming from a mile away. With the Mount card, you have a lot of spiritual beings around you, but you know it. It seems like you have good spirits around you. You have a very strong spirit team that helps cleanse toxicity from your life and just surrounds you with nothing but positive beings that will reaffirm for great stuff to happen to you and just want great things for you. But if you are spiritually aware, you know how to protect yourself, you know how to sense beings around you, tuned in, then you consciously do this. Like, you know that you cleanse your environment, you do the little daily tasks, you probably often meditate, you're aware of your habitual patterns, positive or negative. You're like a very self-aware person. I can see why this person or this deity, this spiritual being that you wanted to manifest in the past could not come in. You're just vibing on a whole frequency that they deserve to match you at. I would love to go into detail on every single spiritual being that are around you, but this is a collective reading. Gotta do what I gotta do. Gaia represents your ancestors. Oh yeah, and then on top of that, I totally forgot, y'all got a channeled message. I'll put it here on the side. It says, see through the looking glass. This is the first bullet, and the second bullet is, I have one concern. Why is the money not accruing efficiently? And they told me to bring out the message once I reached here, and I totally forgot. That just went right through over my head that I even wrote that down. They're holding that, and then they's like, can you please take it, Pawan? Like, it would be really, really nice if you can just, like, accept our gift. This is separate from this situation, by the way. This is not just one ancestor. This is, like, your whole side of that ancestor, you know, whatever the maternal side or paternal side. And they want to offer you up a gift, and it has to do with this. With the second bullet, I have one concern. Why is the money not accruing efficiently? I'm not channeling you're having money issues. I'm channeling you have a lot of ideas on how to make money, but this is you already acting on it. Or you have a lot of side hustles. You feel very creative as a business person. The ancestors have been wanting to offer up this gift of a career, but you've been sidestepping it, you've been treating it like a side quest, and you've been aware that they've been wanting to reach out to you, or if you was, oh, what do you want to give me? And then you're just like, oh wait, I really got to get this done, like, can you please wait, like, I'm so grateful, but can you please wait? And then they're like, oh, okay, time is coming to where they're going to give it to you, like the opportunity is going to be presented to you, this time just without your consent. An example is you're walking in Walmart. Hey, let me go in the fruit aisle. I want some watermelon. You grab it. You weren't really looking, so you accidentally grabbed someone else's hand that was grabbing the same melon. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, I did not mean to violate you like that. And they're like, oh no, like, it's okay, it's okay. And then y'all start talking, you know, like small talk. And then you end up finding out that whatever career field that you've been really wanting to manifest, this person is like a CEO of that kind of position. You're just like, F it, why not? So you're just, honestly, I've been looking for a job in that industry. It's just so hard and this and that. And they're like, I can get you an interview lined up, get the job. The issue is that you would have already been making more money prior to this surprise circumstance. Honestly, a better opportunity was going to be presented to you. This either represents that, like a better opportunity, you would have had a job that would have paid you more, or the business sense, you would have already been accruing more money. Instead of having 10,000 bucks, like you would have already been having 60,000. You decided to wait for months and focus on all these side hustles. Yes, they sparked your creative interest. Yes, like they were making you happy, but it's only short-term happiness. The long-term happiness has to deal with this career, and you knew it. And your ancestors knew it, so that's why they just kind of forced it. Like it's a really adorable thing for an ancestor to force a reward on you. They just want the best for you, and be aware that this is coming. And I would say the best time to accept this is for you to be aware it's about to happen, so you can at least kind of prepare for that. In the example I gave, what if the person asked for your resume on the spot? Now, the see through the looking glass has to do with this section on the right. I'm getting the song Kill Bill by SZA from the Bridget card. Just like you are surrounded by a bunch of positive beings in the physical realm, have a bunch of romantic offers, romantic potentials. You've been actively sifting through them. This gives me the energy of having like a dating app, scrolling through them, but you're very decisive. You're not the type of person to swipe right every like 10 pictures, you know? It takes a lot for you to want to even swipe left. So you have your eye on Gender Arc, and you represent Bridget. Gender Arc is a very happy person. They're spontaneous at times. They have a will that's unshakable. Gender Arc is a figurehead for Christianity. Not surprised if this person's into that religion. It's either that or this person's white passing. But you see a lot of qualities in Gender Arc that you have. All the positive qualities they have, you have. So that's why whenever y'all are together, y'all just bolster it. Y'all are soul sisters or soul mates, soul brothers. I was talking about romantic offers. You're starting up a friendship with the Gender Arc actively right now. You don't want to seem like, oh, I'm so invested. So you're texting them sporadically throughout the week. You're trying not to come off as you want too much, and so is Gender Arc. You know, it seems like they like that too, and it's like, okay, yeah, it makes sense. We're just trying to get to know each other. Or you're really resonating with them, and at this point, you're very spiritually evolved, and if they're attracted to an energy like you, then they're in a sense like you know, on your level, and they also deserve you. You just have to slowly vet them, but still, like, it just seems like things are going great. And you also feel you both have an intuitive connection, whether this person knows it or not, I have no idea. They would make comments like you both finish each other's sentences, or they randomly text you. Are you having money issues? And you just so happen to like open the bank and you saw that you need to report your card stolen because you know you just lost it. Now, sadly for you, because I don't think you want to see this coming. This is Quatesh, and who's Quatesh? Oh my gosh, who's Quatesh? It's the person that's coming in. The person I was talking about with the death card, with the left on red. You may watch other pickup cards, but you are going to remember these words I'm going to say right now. Accept this new person is going to be the next person you are going to be in a romantic relationship with. It is not gonna be Gender Arc. It's probably gonna end in a friendship with Gender. And I said it's probably gonna continue on for a while because it does seem like y'all genuinely have stuff together, like a soul bond. But you gotta accept that Quatish is coming in hot for you. They're blazing hot. They're probably gonna say some sexual stuff, but there's no need to, because I am channeling that from them. The order of this is gonna happen. So see through the looking glass is you made the glass because you purposely don't want to see Quatesh. Are you gonna hurry up and break it down and fasten the process? Because this whole time it feels like even with your career, with your romantic life, you're stalling rewards from coming in or things that you deserve from coming in, and these seem like good things. They're on your level, they vibe. If not, they vibe higher. They're gonna push you to be a better version of yourself. But it feels like you're just content with where you're at. If anything with the Bridget, ever since you've mentioned the arc, it's like let me put the glass up so that way I don't see Quitesh because I'm tired of manifesting or whatever. No, nothing's ever gonna happen. They're coming in anyway. So chronological order. Quitesh is gonna come in first, and then right after that, at the max a week and a half, the Gaia from your ancestors is gonna come in with the money. So funny is that even whenever Quitesh comes, you're gonna act all startled and shocked. Physical body is acting like that, but let's be real, your subconscious knows you've been waiting on this person. Whatever, you do you. It's gonna come either way. I was gonna say like you're playing games, but at the end of the day, it's your life. Great things are still coming in, even though you are playing games. It's not even that bad, to be honest. This is a good way to be immature. Oh yeah, you'll hide an Instagram photo. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. It says, I have nothing and no one. You wanna know what this is reminding me of? There was a phase I went through recently. Like, I'm not gonna act like I'm holier than that. It was recently where I started posting like a bunch of thirst traps. Obviously, I did it on purpose just because I wanted attention and just like I liked attention. And clearly, like a bunch of guys hitting me up, and I was like, yeah, like I was looking for the attention for the first two photos. But then after that, all after that, it was like each time I posted, I felt like a part of me was dying. I took it, and then I was like, this, I look beautiful, but what am I doing with my life, bro? Like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? I'm not gonna lie. Like, the root of the reason why I was doing that was because the person that I wanted their attention, they were not only not giving it to me, but they were giving it to other people. I did accept that I did have feelings and that I did have to distance myself. It's like if it why not go into a little version of like a phase, and I anyways, at the very end of that 2 weeks, I felt like absolute. I also felt burnt out, and it affected my job. It affected my energy level. It was just really bad. I just went through like a downtime. I self-induced it. I didn't have to do that at all because I was thinking that. And look at what it says on the text messages. Because I was getting a bunch of messages like that. Oh, like I miss you so much, or do you want to smash? It's like just from different people. She just said over one person. So when are you gonna drop your ego and accept it? The reason why I brought up my example, I'm sure not a lot of readers would be open about that because that's kind of embarrassing, but at the same time, I'm just human, you know? At the end of the day, when I was done with my phase, probably at this point over here in the photo, you'll be done with your little phase, right? Because you're probably sad. You probably don't want to be talking with all these people. Even though gender arc is a great option, it's just like, what is the real pain? Who is causing the real pain? Why are you trying to mask it with gender arc? Because you're unconsciously masking it with them, which is not okay. If you were to just tune into yourself and ask your own intuition, why am I craving attention from other people, or why am I craving attention from gender arc? They will point at Quitesh, and Quitesh was from months ago for you in that case, or like a year ago. You just chose not to look at the things you have for Quitesh, so you now have to process that. But by the time you're in the processing stage, they're probably going to come in. So now, the last card you have for you is Spirit's advice on how to deal with these spirits. I'm actually getting that song, bring them out, let the floodgates in. There's a dam you put up from allowing your blessings in, you gotta break it. How do you want to break it though? You seem like a pretty creative person. You want to bomb it? You want to host a party with all the good spirits around you and be like, let's all just throw shit into a break. Like, do however the fuck you want. You gotta break those walls. You put them up, but they're like, to be honest, they're temporary walls. You knew that they were gonna come down eventually. Do it by yourself, or you want to have fun with it. That's just that's the only advice. I already told you the advice, to be honest, in the reading. So yeah, that's all I have for you. So please like this, like, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys have a great day or night. Bye. Hello to those who chose in part 2. Now more than ever, I've become cognizant of how interconnected we all are, how the minute details spirit impacts in our life. We can just gloss right over. It's just funny, the one card that ended off pile 1 with the advice in reverse is now upright right now. Well, it's just one card. It's going to let you know what spirits are around you. So I just think that's really interesting. I don't think that those two are connected. I think this is just further confirmation for me. I've been so fucking in touch with spirit lately. So I can only imagine the rest of my life because I'm young. That had nothing to do with it. Because here's your reading. I got channeled words for you that I will tell you about later. A channel Rider Waite tarot card for you, but sadly, I can't put it up on the screen because it will be copyrighted. You're just gonna have to guesstimate the other Knight of Cups you have been seeing with right away, okay? I also got an Instagram photo for you. We will first be going into Spirit's intuitive message. Spirits around you, they gave me an intuitive message to give you, and I want to show you. And I thought that it was going to be words, but it was supposed to be like, the little blushy smile face emoji? It's X'd out. The spirits around you don't believe a word that you're saying. I don't think you're saying these words to them, though. I think you're saying it to other people, like in this physical reality, to other humans. You're probably putting up a facade. It's not true to who you really are. You're enabling people in your life. You know that they should be cutting the shit already. They've been crossing boundaries and you're still allowing them. You're still not giving them repercussions for their actions. You're not holding them accountable. There's no boundaries with them. People have full access to just walk all over you. So you're acting like if you're okay with it. And you shouldn't. Have more respect for yourself. Hold yourself to a higher standard. They just really want to not admonish you, that's kind of dark word, discipline you. Know your value. It's pathetic how low you see yourself. If you did hold yourself to a decent standard, you wouldn't be tolerating more than half of the crap you're receiving from this physical reality. Maybe they're talking about one specific instance and you would know intuitively that they've been bothering you, like, no, like cut it out, or you need to fix that situation right now. But this has to do with interpersonal relationships. One other thing I'm getting, which I feel like is a below the belt comment, but hey, you know what? They're saying to say it, especially if you have had a parent pass on or a grandparent that has passed on that was like a parent to you, foster parent. How would you think they feel seeing you being treated the way that you are treated by other people or by a particular person? Hmm? See it like that then. What's gonna give? You're giving nothing. You're giving walk all over me, written all over your face. And you thought it was with washable marker, but you trusted someone else to write it, and it's now in Sharpie. So now it's gonna stay on it for a while. Come on. Now I'm gonna get to the channeled Rider Waite Tarot, and that is the Knight of Cups. Once again, they're holding you. They're telling you that you need to have more self-love. Here's the stem, the root of the issue. You don't trust yourself to be yourself. What does that mean? You don't feel comfortable being truly comfortable in your skin. Why? Because of societal expectations, because of stigmas that are embedded in you, stereotypes that are embedded in you, traditional values embedded in you, whatever it is that's inhibiting you from truly being yourself. Because, yes, they're telling you this. Even if they have been giving you intuitive hits about this, you're just, I'm fine, I'm content. But it's because you're giving ignorance is bliss. That's why. You don't even realize it because you're thinking, oh, like spirit's making a big deal out of it. You're not that spiritual if you cannot receive intuitive downloads. It's the few good people around you have been telling you, warning you about your environment or the people, interpersonal relationships that are using you like energy vampires. You're not even comfortable within yourself meditating. Not being surprised if you end up getting bored from meditating after like a few minutes. This is for some of you. Others of you who do actually meditate, who actually like it, you don't like to venture out of your little tiny home. Just like to stay there in comfort. You don't like to expand your horizons, experience new things. For one, they send you on spiritual quests. You don't do ones beyond a certain point. Come on, you gotta catch up because at this point, they're not being patient with you anymore. They're very impatient with you. Trust that Spirit's gonna send you a tower moment in a few months if you still continue to ignore this message. I have a bunch of Instagram photos have saved, and I intuitively choose one for each pile. This is the one I chose for you. It says hopelessly devoted to an idealized version of you. I feel so bad because this is kind of cringy and not gonna lie. For some of you, you're impersonating another culture to gain an identity when you should just find your identity for yourself. You end up loving Japanese culture, so you end up liking to do Japanese makeup, dress like a Japanese aesthetic in your clothes. You really want to visit Japan, but you're like, I'm not a weeboo. I'm not an impersonator. I'm not trying to appropriate or anything. Like, I just really, really love that culture. Girl, if you don't get your shit together, bro, stuff like this, or your people are saying that you're blackfishing, and you're like, what do you mean? I just love tanning. I love doing my eyeliner like this. I love wigs like this. Girl, if you don't slap some sense into yourself, if you, oh my god, like, this is how ignorant you are to your wants and needs. You don't even know what you want and need. You appropriated that, or you assumed that based off of what everyone liked. You don't know what you liked. You had to find out what you liked based off of someone else or based off of another culture. You gotta get real with yourself too, because I can picture you being like, I have no idea where I don't even know why you clicked on this. I don't know. Bitch, there's seven files. There's a reason why you clicked on this. If it's not about this particular topic, you're doing something wrong here. Okay? Is it that you're presenting yourself in a false way in your career? I feel like I'm talking to someone who is just so. I can't put it into words. It's like gloss on gloss on gloss. Gloss is like you glossing over an issue, and then you gloss over the other one, and it's like a big fat fucking layer of gloss at the end of the day. Fucking 2 feet. Aren't you tired of all this glossing? All the glossing you do every single day. To excuse the way you treat others, to excuse the way that you view other people, you view other cultures, the way you view yourself. Where the glossing really, really started was when you decided not to do the internal work to look at yourself and be like, who am I? I guess I am a part of like this culture, or I guess I am a part of this group of friends. Everyone always attributes me to be a fat person. I guess I'll just be that fat friend. I guess I'll just fit all the stereotypes of that. And then that's when the glossing started, because not only did you start glossing with yourself, you start glossing with other people, you start glossing over other people's red flags. And it's like, oh, I guess I'll just accept this pay. It's fine if my best friend slept with my ex. I mean, it's been months, and I should have gone over it, right? She is right. Come on. The other message I'm getting from Spirit is if you have gone tattoos right now until like prior to you watching this, you're gonna regret them later on in life, especially if you start spiritually evolving, because you're gonna hate the significance of them. One last thing Spirit is telling me is that you're coming off as a person who presents themselves to either people that are close to them, or maybe you present it to like social media, to strangers, that you're an intuitive being, or that you're very religious, you're spiritual gifts. Mind you, people are born with spiritual gifts. It's not many. Maybe you are that exception, right? Yeah. You have a point there, okay? But are you living in tune with spirit? I started off this reading. Remember what I said, bro? We are the universe. The universe created us. Even the most minute shit is all synchronistic. It's insane how even to tying your fucking shoelace, to you randomly wanting to sit down on a park bench for 3 minutes, all of that is intuitively guided. But that's only if you've done the work, or you have chosen to open yourself up and live in your truth. That's only when you can live in tune with spirit. I'll tell you something, especially if you identify yourself, you have a lot of following in the spiritual community, you have no idea what spirituality is. You think you do, but your heart doesn't, bro. Recently, I've caught up with a friend that cut off for like a few months because she was being a little too much. She did something that I feel like no other friend deserves to experience. She talked with me. She said she was a new person. Obviously, I didn't believe it. I was like, look, I'm not trying to judge you or anything. I'm sorry if you feel like I'm judging you, but I can't accept you for who you are. You got to find other people who accept you for who you are. Okay, I'm so sorry, and I love you a lot. This and that. Now we're back friends again because she went through the same spiritual awakening, which I believe is called a Kundalini awakening. I just didn't know it was at the time. She went through that. She didn't even tell me it like it was a spiritual awakening or was a Kundalini. Like she explained to me what she experienced. It was a complete 180 how she views life now. I'm genuinely not the same person as I was. So at first she said that I didn't believe her. So then now she says it again, and I'm just like, get you, bro, and I only get you because I have experienced that. I know what it's like to be a shit person, to not know myself, to enable toxicity, to be that toxic person, just be complacent with my environment, have that spiritual awakening, and to be forced to view reality and to do something about it. So I accepted her with open arms. I was like, girl, and it is insane the amount of synchronicities that happen between. It is insane. It's kind of scary to be honest. Kind of scary to hang out with her, but I mean, I'm still gonna do it. I love her. Anyways, that's what you need. You need a huge spank on the butt from spirit by getting a spiritual awakening. I'm being biased here. That's what I would want as a reader for someone like you. I only want the best for you, but this is what I wish upon my enemies. This is what I wish upon people who do me wrong. The more you spiritually awaken and the more you spiritual upgrades you have, you just start realizing that there is no room for hatred. What is the point of hanging on to hatred? At the end of the day, we were all once in each other's shoes. Who am I to judge you when I've done something worse? That's my version of hatred. Is is wishing the best for you, and I know the best for you is to have a spiritual awakening, but that would suck ass for you. But I feel like that would give me peace of mind. Anyways, I'm trying to say that because I'm not trying to make fun of you or anything, because I was once like you. If not, I was probably a worse person. Okay, you'd be surprised the kind of person I was. You would not think I would be someone with a tarot channel. I would messy. Last thing I'm gonna let you know, I got two channeled words. You got lipstick and comfort me. As you're watching this, or what will happen very soon, is that you're gonna feel out of alignment with spirit. You're gonna feel like your connection with them, they're not hearing you. Or it's like if you're talking in the void. If you have spiritual gifts, you are going to be experiencing a halt in them, or you already are, which would make sense why you're coming on this reading because you want to find an answer of what spirits are around me because I can't even tell. Just know on the other side, because I am going to answer the question, what spirits are around you? They're watching adamantly, I'm not going to lie, for your downfall. What that means is there's not a bunch of negative entities all up in your energy and just I'm gonna curse her. I'm a demon. They're wishing for a tower moment for you. You're gonna see it as this is my demise, this is my downfall. What have you done? Why would you ever wish this on me? If you choose to take it for the lesson as it is, if you choose to grow as a person, you're going to, at the end of it, love them for sending the tower moment your way. Your spiritual abilities will open back up. Your connection with spirit will fully blossom like how it used to be. Once you experience this tower moment, I don't know what it is. At this point, you literally need to hire an actual reader to find out what it is. You can't even find out yourself. You can't even do a pick a card to be on. I'm surprised you even did this. It must have taken a lot of energy out of you. Times whenever I'm just so tired and lazy, and let's say if I know I need to intuitively watch a certain pick a card, I just get a random deck and I just shuffle and I'm like, okay, good, this is an ace. That means it's going to be the first pile. Or like a shuffle and then it's pile five. I'm like, okay, good, it's a 5 cups. Okay, I need to watch pile five. That's what I do whenever I'm really lazy. But that could be stuff that you're doing. Like you're pulling at straws to get intuitive answers. So I would suggest you hire someone to do a personal reading for you. I would love to do that once I get my business stuff together. Now I'm done interpreting that. Now we're on to the photo, my bad, to this card, the Isis. You are blessed beyond belief. You have no idea the amount of good karma your past lives, your ancestors have built up for you to attain. In this lifetime, you're meant to cash in on a bunch of the good karmas, experience like very fruitful, comfortable life. I am warning you about being misguided. They're telling me saying naysayers. I feel like I sound like an old person saying that by people who lack discernment or people who knowingly mislead audiences. I remember I was having an argument with this guy. It was about Andrew Tate, and there was an interview done on BBC. He just dominated the conversation. He was so fucking manipulative. I had the audacity to not only defend him, like, it's one thing to defend him and his points in the interview. I was like, okay, I guess I can see where you're coming from, but at that point, that shows what kind of person you are, what kind of perspective you have on life. He starts saying how the other women who had accused him of harsh accusations, if you look them up, it's not that hard to find. No one's came up. No one's the 200 women or something, and no one's came up and this and that. I went off on him. And tell me why he did not argue any of my points because he knew I was right. He did not argue any of my points. He just started getting offended that in the last sentence, I will say this is very immature of me, but I said that he's just sucking his dick and he's being a dick writer. So that was the only thing he addressed. My point is, I cannot believe that there was someone my age who genuinely thinks that Andrew Tate is an amazing, pristine person who is just totally innocent when there's so many nuances to literally every single situation. Me, myself, Naomi, I am not an amazing, great, holy person. I cuss. Today I overate. Like I'm not perfect. No one is perfect, bro. You cannot idealize people. You're gonna be humbled. You're gonna be humbled. The only person you can truly first trust in your life, bro, is yourself. Then you can start developing discernment because you can't even trust yourself because you don't even know who you are. What makes you think you know from what is right and wrong? What truly are your values? Do you want to be in a polyamorous relationship? Do you think that that's what fits your prerogative right now? Do you want to be in a monogamous? Do you want to be single forever? You haven't even asked yourself these questions. You're just like, oh, like whatever comes, whatever. No, get it together, take it seriously. Probably at a point in time where you're going to be presented with opportunities or manifestations are going to start coming in, and you're either going to self sabotage or you're not going to deserve them. But you're not going to view it that way. You're going to view it as this person, this opportunity was not for me. This is why I'm acting like this. No, stop enabling yourself. Start surrounding yourself with better people that hold you accountable. How would you even know the people that you think detest you, the people that you think that are your haters, are actually probably the people who are telling the truth? The people who actually know better than you, the people not only have more experience in life, who actually know themselves better, who maybe even are more spiritually evolved than you. There are some people who are so freaking strong in their spiritual body, but they're not connected to it in their physical body. It's crazy. It just shows how much work that person has done on themselves, the blessings that are going to come into their life. Oh, it's already getting me tired. Anyway, so this is the last pile, and this is going to let you know Spirit's advice on how to deal with these spirits. It's not even telling you what specific spirits because there's just no point. You're just going to have a tower wall coming your way. If you want your spiritual abilities activated, if you truly do want to be tapped in spiritually. I was getting the song by Selena Gomez, and it's like, if you're ready, come and get it. No, 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 no. A lot of songs. I'm channeling a song by Fergie, but anyways, I just love Segment. Like, she really is that bitch. A down loyal Segment. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I don't think that you're a literal bitch. I'm just saying that's a friendly term. Anyway, I apologize to her. The only reason why I know that is for the most part, I solely connect with Egyptian deities. I said all that. It is true. For me, and probably the few people that Sekhmet chooses to be loyal to, it's very hard to earn Sekhmet's respect. Me personally, it took me like a month. A month of her throwing me around and putting me through the super hard like quests or challenges. There was even times when I was just like, is this even worth it? I don't even have to like meditate right now. Like I can just do something else. But no, like I had to show Sekhmet my discipline and my respect, which at the time I didn't realize that's what I was showing her, that those are the skills I had, that I had to earn it. Imagine you interacting with Sekhmet. Yeah, especially your spiritual body, especially if you're spiritually tapped in, it's going to be worse. This is the tower moment. Now, you're going to wish you can experience a segment tower moment compared to a physical reality tower moment. So, in this reality tower moment, what this is your reputation being tarnished. Whatever bad deeds you've been doing is going to be exposed. Whatever people you've done wrong, you still see that you didn't even do them wrong. If you were to make an apology video, it would be like, I understand where they're coming from, but I swear this is where I came from. This was my intention. So I didn't mean anything wrong. I didn't. So you're not even apologizing. You're just not taking accountability. Anyways, you would prefer this kind of terminal, okay? I'm just saying that could be coming for you, especially if you're not tapped in. Now, if you are tapped in, you're going to have a very strong deity like Sekhmet or a being like Sekhmet if you only interact with one. So let's say if it's just Jesus, then this is Jesus, okay? This is Jesus coming back full force one day, treating you ice cold and making you do things to earn your position next to Jesus. You get me? earn your title as being Jesus's follower. But if this is a deity, this is just a deity coming in, really putting in work in you, like putting you through agony spiritually, having you go through many tower moments spiritually, and then like it's like, oh, like what have I done? What did I do to deserve this? Da, da, da. Until you finally realize, oh, like, what if I am the problem? What if I? Okay, then that's great. That's why a deity like Stagnant was brought into your life, or Jesus, or I don't care. So that way you can actually start the groundwork, because your groundwork is just shakable. An earthquake would just tear it apart, and it's just horrible. You don't want someone else bringing that up. You want to fix it yourself. Fix the foundation first. That's all I have for you. Please like, dislike, comment, subscribe. Good luck. Pile 2, I really mean it, okay? Bye. Hello to those who have chosen Pile 3. So there's a lot of little things to unpack here in this reading. There's small different sections I've done for y'all, which for the most part. So what spirits are around you? I channeled from a whole super long list of random words or phrases, right? And I got to choose one for your reading. It says, I feel soft. You know that emoji? It's got the big eyes, like if, oh, it's like a surprise. Got to put that 2 times next to it. Got the word torture when looking at this phrase. I feel like you feel if you're in constant torture, the saying with this insanity that it's repeating something over and over again. And I was getting a scene from a movie where it's supposed to be encapsulating what hell is, and to repeat over and over and over again, worst day of your life. You're really exaggerating, because even though, yes, I did channel that, certain manifestations have not came in. I'm not surprised if all of your manifestations have not came in. You have been waiting and you have been patient, but it has been like months. This does not feel like you've been waiting for days. So you're just at this point out loud complaining to spirit, like, when is it gonna come? When is it gonna come? Or maybe even to the people around you, right? Especially if you're an extrovert. I'm just so working so hard, I still haven't achieved this and this. Keep it to yourself or not, but you've done a spell, or you've done many spells. You went to psychic and they told you this was going to happen. It still has not happened. But it isn't just one thing, it's many things. That's how the spirits around you view you, the state you're in. If that is true or not, I don't know, because at this point it seems you're very vocal. It's very easy to assume with vocal people, like who they are, what are their opinions. Now we're going to move on to the Rider-Waite Tarot. So I got channeled 2 channel cards from the Rider-Waite Tarot for your message, and I'm getting to only read the King of Pentacles. I would love to put it on the screen, but sadly this video will literally get taken down. If you ever see creators put up copyrighted material, it's just a matter of time before whatever company that owns the copyrights to, let's say, like the Rider-Waite Tarot, that they're going to take down their channel. I'm sorry. Take down the video. I got the word lavender when I'm looking at this King of Pentacles card. The spirits around you are telling me to tell you, that's one specific spirit, I think it's your ancestor. What will it take for you to delve into creation mode? Been stuck in the mundanity of life. What that means is you got a schedule, you got shit to do in this physical reality. You gotta drop your kids, you gotta pick them up, clean the house. Your schedule is holding you back from your manifestations coming in. You truly have to reinvent yourself. Your ancestors believe in you and that you deserve these manifestations. You can reinvent who you are first before it reflects in your schedule, but you're very stubborn whenever it comes to changing up your schedule. This does not feel like you're lazy. This does not feel like you're stubborn to a fault. You're seeing things from one perspective instead of seeing it from the bigger picture. An example is how I told you, gotta schedule, pick up the kids, say you go work out, gotta feed your pets. Every Friday you hang out with your friend group. You spend this amount of time for meditation. You need to have a month where you're super freaking spontaneous. From there, time yourself for that month. And by the time that month is over, you'd be surprised how much you're going to reinvent your schedule and how bland the schedule was before. Right now, you're like, what do you mean it's reliable? I don't know how else I could change. I don't know, man. Just change it up. Let's say you have a checklist of 10 things to do every single day. change number 1 to the last one, change number 3 to the fourth one, or number 5 to the second place one. Add something new, spice it up, join a new class, add new friends to the mix, because I don't see you having a problem with action. The issue is your perspective. That's the only way to change your perspective, is to add spontaneity in your schedule, even if it freaks you out. Okay, because I'm already getting Virgo vibes from you. Scorpio vibes. So I still have to channel the other Rider Waite Tarot card I got for you and the Instagram channel picture I chose, but I'm getting to start reading over here. And the messages I got was the Valkyries is the equivalent to honing a skill, and the Ryunan is the thoughts. I keep on channeling ever since this reading started a section of Kanye West's song, and it's called I Am a God. He keeps on repeating, I am a God, I am a God. The spirits around you, who are they? The gender arc is representing a spirit around you, and I'm going to describe their personality, maybe their physical characteristics, so you would know, if you are that tapped in, who this particular spirit is. This person feels like they're kind of messy. They don't dress that great. They don't care about their looks that much. They look kind of disheveled. And I was getting to say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but I feel like this spirit would say that. But low key, I constantly reiterate this, or they constantly reiterate, yeah, I'm so confident. But it's because it isn't insecure about their looks. They like being edgy. They like being rough and tumbleweed vibes, I guess. They like not being cookie cutter, clean, perfect image. They are the antithesis of this, and they love anarchy, or they love breaking the mold. I don't think this is a low vibing spirit at all. They just dress very, very dark, or would prefer like dark eyeshadow, whether it's male or female. I don't see them breaking like conventions. Whenever it comes to gender norms, I just see them back then. Egyptian pharaoh. Maybe there's a reason why I'm saying this. Egyptian pharaohs, they would also wear eyeliner. They would also wear a bit of eyeshadow, jewelry. That time it was acceptable, but if this was the little hippie era, this person probably rocked a afro, long nails, I don't know, just whatever fits their time period. And I'm getting the agenda arc is pissing off the Valkyries card. And that's you. What is holding your manifestations back? This spirits around you see, especially this gender arc card. First off, it's them. They don't think that you're ready for the kind of abundance you want to manifest in your life to come in. And if anything, you would have to prove yourself to this gender arc person. Sorry, it's spirits around you, right? So spirit. Also would not be surprised if this was a past loved one. They see it as you have a lot of lessons to learn. It's adorable that you're doing little things to manifest the life that you want. There's nothing wrong with envisioning a life. Like, you're the type of person to go over to rich communities, go inside open houses and look around and act like if this is your home. You genuinely do take actions on your manifestations. It's one thing to wish that, but it's another thing to, do you deserve it? They think you don't deserve any of those manifestations you've asked. Would not be surprised if this is an ancestor. And you have a lot of self-healing to do. Once they deem you as worthy, they're literally blocking your manifestation, so they will literally step away and all of it will come in like swooshing all at once. Okay, now, before I interpret the Ryunan card, I'm getting to show you the channel Instagram photo. This is what I got. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. It says, "Don't stress about the dumb stuff." This photo, what spirits do you have around you? You are so blessed. You're such a balanced person in your feminine and masculine energies. You attract energies just like that, which means the fact that you're in alignment and you really are vibing on the highest trajectory, you can't help but in that frequency. Yes, you can attract malevolent spirits. At the end of the day, you know how to handle them. Sticking around you is the really, really high vibing spirits. In this lifetime, many people won't experience the amount of paranormal activity, blessings, spiritual power, and knowledge you can tap into. You're only able to do this because you were surrounded by such high vibing beings, and they in turn can't help but raise your frequency, help you along your path to make sure you're always on the right path. So, with that in mind, you probably have more good luck than the average person, more ancestral assistance than the average person. Even though you did want these certain manifestations to happen, you are not stopping on the side of the road. You only surround yourself with positive people. If other people have an issue with the way that you're living, you healthily handle that. You just feel like an amazing person. It's beautiful seeing people like this, especially if you have came from circumstances that should have held you back from becoming this kind of person and surrounding yourself with such high vibing energies. Spirits are around you. This is resonating for a collective, which is why I'm being so vague. I don't want it to look like I don't really know what I'm doing, so I'm just like throwing shit out there. Like, I genuinely mean it. This is a collective. So for me, I work with deities, right? But you could just work with Jesus, or you can just work with Allah, or you can just work with whoever you know that you are in tune with. Angels, demons, whatever it is. It is true. They surround you, they protect you, they have the best intentions for you. They have a lot of admiration for the soul that you are, what you have still to give to this earth, as in your life mission. Now I'm getting to look at the Ace of Swords, so that was the next right away tarot card I channeled for you. So you literally could be an air sign. Probably is in your rising, especially with the way I'm seeing this Ace of Swords. They're saying shirking off responsibilities. You are surrounded by these high vibing beings. Your energy field is spectacular. Should use you as an example, to be honest, whenever it comes to cleansing my energies, having a goal in mind to where I want to energetically be at. Every single one of them is shirking off responsibility to make your manifestations come true. Now, keep in mind, you can be powerful yourself and have manifestation occur yourself. The one that's stopping it is this gender arc person. In the card, it's a person, but it's a spirit. But the rest of them, all of them could band together against this gender arc person and like this with a snap of a finger make it happen. But none of them are. They're all shirking off the responsibility of making your manifestations come true. Why? Is it because they agree with this gender arc person? That's what will make sense, because what isn't meant for you will not align to you and will not occur in your lifetime. Why would they be shirking off, I'm saying quote unquote shirking off responsibility of making your manifestations, of helping either bolster them, making sure there won't be any blockages. If there is a blockage, they're just not doing anything about it. Maybe because they agree that you do have to learn whatever amount of lessons Shinda Arc wants you to learn. The only one that's standing up for their convictions, and you're not meeting the standard. So they want you to meet the standard. So that's it. Also, you could be graying or you have peppered hair. I'm not seeing full on gray hair. Maybe you could have dyed your hair, right? Metallic, silvery, white. Now we're on here to the Reunion card. When spirits are around you, you feel like a high vibing being. You come to a point in spirituality where you can tap into the beings around you. If a past loved one has visited you, if a friend that has passed on has visited you, I think you often have spirits who used to be human come in and out of your life to watch over you, see how you're doing, maybe even to talk to you spiritually, but you're aware of it. Like, you can feel their presence whenever they cycle in and come in. With that in mind, you can probably feel the presence of Jesus or the presence of your deities or whatever you work with. I'm being so vague because I can't give you specifics besides on this gender arc spirits, on what spirits are around you, but just know that this reading is confirmation that everything you're experiencing is real. You are psychic, because at this point, if you're able to feel that you are psychic, trust your intuition. And what's aligning with your intuition is the expectations Gender Arc has for you. So find out, what standards do they think that you need to meet? What amount of healing do they think you need to do? Other than that, I was supposed to do another section of spirits advice on how to deal with these spirits and or their messages for you, but I was getting to pull out nothing. So far, you feel like the most stable high vibing pile here, so good for you. Please like, dislike, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys have a great day or night. Bye. Hello to those who chosen Power Force. You got a channeled message. I will read it when I get called to, but it says divine timing slash judgment is happening right now. And then the next bullet says the dogs will warn to paranormal entities around Power 4. Okay, look, okay. This is getting a little crazy. So before I interpret any of this, well, actually, now I'm getting to interpret these messages. Sorry, it's just, I'm really excited for you. Really, synchronicities happened and okay. These were the channeled messages from the spirits around you saying it's a matter of time before something will come true. It's either extreme. You having a premonition a while ago, like you knew this time was gonna come. Is it about a situation? Is it about a person? Is it about an opportunity? I don't know, but you know exactly how it is going to play out. You got the time, the day, the person, the clothes they was gonna wear. You know what mood you're gonna be, you know what the weather's gonna look like, you know if it's gonna be indoor or outdoor, like you know specifics like that about the situation, or it's at the other extreme where you have no idea what you're like, Naomi, what are you even talking about? Like, what are the spirits talking about? Before things come into the reality, chose spiritually first. Before you meet a new person, before a new opportunity comes to you, whatever, you get, let's say, like a warning about it before. So yeah, it's coming in. But this is great. This is good. Amazing. So you either completely know about every single detail or you have no idea what I'm even talking about. Even then, great, like good surprise for you. They're telling me to tell you with the second bullet, don't say yes to the masses. Conserve your energy. Focus on yourself, especially if your schedule involves meeting a bunch of people or involves always going out with friends or just being social. I mean, I understand like kids and husband, wife, you cannot avoid them, but this is a time to be self reflective in a hermiting mode. You need to do what you can now to prepare yourself mentally and physically to the amazing thing that's about to come in. Amazing is such a fucking understatement. This is goddamn earth shattering for you. It's either a revelation, it looks great, but it looks like it's physically coming in. Something I will say is for all of y'all, I'm getting like this is money. Like this is a job. This is a new person. Romantic, platonic, I don't really care. I would say for 9% of you, this is you activating a spiritual gift. And you didn't even realize that you were living in alignment to activate a spiritual gift. In this case, you would have no idea this is coming. So yeah, you've done a certain amount of healing and you deserve this reward to them. But the thing is, in this case, is you're gonna see it as a reward. I remember the first time when I started tapping into spiritual energies and stuff, I thought I was going crazy. Like I really thought I had a mental disorder until stuff in my physical reality actually started reflecting. The downloads I was getting actually came true. The synchronicities I was having around me further confirmed what I was being told or what I was seeing in my mind's eye. But that took a lot of work. But at the end of it now, I see it as a blessing. But at the time, I was kind of petulant, triggered. It's definitely like a tower card for you. So speaking of card, now we're gonna move on to the Rider-Waite Tarot. Sadly, I can't put the Rider-Waite Tarot on the screen. You got one card. Don't want this video taken down. So it is the Star card. I have to say this, okay? I have a shitload of pictures on Instagram that I choose from. I intuitively choose one for you. I chose a post for you, and this post had 6 different zodiac signs, and I intuitively chose this specific post. Like I did not even look through it. Got the Aquarius, dude. You got the Aquarius post. The Star card is the Aquarius card, y'all. Don't you think that's a little too synchronized? This feels crazy. I feel like this is. I'm getting chills towards my feet. I don't think you're used to experiencing this amount of heavy synchronicities from here on out. Having your spiritual awareness be attuned like this, like ever before. But it's never gonna stop now. You're only gonna increase from here, your spiritual awareness. So now let's go here to the Star card. I'm getting the song by Travis Scott and it's called Huncho, I think. Huncho something. You are awakened. You are blessed. This is how the spirits remind you of you and you, okay? You have God-given talents already. You are a conduit of spirit, of whatever you believe in. They have in store for you, let's say, Akashic Records, they have written it out for you that later on in this life, you are only going to awaken to more abilities and more abilities and more abilities. Why? You're using your abilities to help the world, to help the people around you. You're very selfless, is how the spirits around you are seeing. I'm getting so much channeled energies throughout my body right now that I'm trying to calm down and tune into. God, you are so divinely gifted. You are just such a beautiful creature. Clearly, every single person that's created is as beautiful as I'm describing, but in your case, you're just aware of it. You get it. Powerful. God, you are so fucking in tune. That's how the spirits around you are seeing. They see you as an elevated human being whenever it comes to your spiritual awareness and your consciousness. You have really done the deep inner work and have healed a bunch of your childhood wounds, your traumas, even karmic debts, karmic patterns, generational trauma, generational curses. Like, you've got a hold on that. Yeah, man, this is very, very intense. Now I'm gonna switch now, to the Aquarius post from Instagram I channeled for you. It says 1111. Awareness. Are you in touch with what you really want? Before you take off, double check if it's even a direction you want to be heading. I keep on touching my head on the top part of my head, like throughout this whole time. I've been channeling your energy. Oh wow, this is so crazy. They're telling me to tell you this post on the screen. You're saying, take it seriously. Take it literally too. This could be an answer to a question that you ask Spirit to give you more insight into, more clarity. This is going to help you out because I'm not getting to say anything. I'm simply only feeling the same energy I was feeling with the Stars card, in that you're just insanely in tune and powerful. You are loved by literally every single freaking spirit. The ones that have malicious intentions towards you, they're too afraid to even go by you because you're just too strong. And the spirits around you are too strong. That's all I have to say. Wow. One last thing. I'm so sorry. So, a long list of phrases and words. I have like a bunch. Like, it's over 600, y'all. You got eat my caca. With the emoji, with the tongue sticking out and it looks all crazy. And getting the word on toward. You need to take this literally. So, eat my caca, right? That's like a taunting phrase. And you need to tap into your spiteful side, your spiteful energy. And now I'm getting that I want to cry. There's something that you have to resolve there. Don't be surprised if the answer is to solve it in not the healthiest way or not the healthy manner you're used to handling things now. Let's say you used to have an old pattern of drinking whenever you would think of, or whenever you get stressed out. They're saying, one last time, when you get stressed out, can you pick up the bottle and drink? See how you feel. It's you mourning truly that habit. It's not even just that. Where did the habit stem from? Where did that issue stem from? They want you to put yourself in a position where you're, in a sense, reliving your trauma, reliving that old mindset you were in. You physically going through, okay, I actually really don't need this. At the end of it all, you're supposed to come to the conclusion like, yeah, I'm really never going to do this again. Like, I don't need to act like this again. You need to garner more appreciation for the amount of work you've done to get yourself where you're at. You're constantly elevating, elevating, elevating. You don't ever look back to the person you were from the beginning. It's one thing to look back and be like, yeah, like I was just such a baby, but anyways, like, I had to work on this, I had to see this, I had to do this. No, really sit with it. Sit in the energy you used to be in. This is the advice because the collective I'm tapping into is already at a point where you are so highly advanced that you're not about to ever revert back to the same habitual patterns you were in the past, whether it was mental patterns or toxic environments, whatever it may be. But they're saying give it one last This sounds cringy, but hurrah, give one less hurrah, okay? So this is the Oya card, and first off, these two cards, they're both black females, so not surprised if you have black ancestry or if you're close to your African lineage or African American lineage or cultures, but you want to know what I'm getting to say with that? I'm Hispanic. Back when I was ignorant, I would see, especially, with like Black Lives Matter, even before that, black people were very, very outspoken, discrimination, and specifically about their lack of culture, or like they didn't really know who they were, their ancestry, and I didn't have much sympathy for it because I did not experience it. I felt really bad that that stuff goes on, but I knew that I was not racist, so I just went about my life. It's one thing to look at what they're saying and be like, am I racist? So then you have to unpack that, but I'm never been racist, so it was more of me feeling bad for them and then just leaving it be, because what impact am I going to make a little Hispanic girl barely on social media? For a while there, I binged watch a bunch of documentaries about African Americans. It was about black culture, and I realized just how fucked up it is to not know where did your ancestors come from. Who are you? Yes, we have DNA tests, but back then they didn't have them like all advanced. There was no promotion for like DNA testing and stuff to see where did you come from. Even then, just for y'all to know, a lot of the major corporations like 23andMe and Ancestry.com, the big ones that offer DNA kits and make you spend a lot of money just to find out, a lot of them are actually scams, and they're just making assumptions based off of your DNA. And a lot of times it's inaccurate. Like if you were to submit your DNA 2 times, you would get different results. So just warning you there. But anyways, I'm Hispanic, so I know that my family, some of them came from Mexico. I have some blood from people who came from Mexico. I have an idea, some from Spain. A lot of my blood is Native American, though. I at least can say that. But I put myself in their perspective, like, what if I truly had no idea where my ancestors came from? People out here celebrating cultures. For me, I can celebrate Dia de los Muertos. A black African American person would have no idea which subsection of Africa did they come from. Was it even from there? Was it from the Caribbean? Was it even from some type of South American? All of this happened because of slavery. That's all I'm getting to say. I don't know, maybe there's something for you to unpack there, because that's literally all I'm getting to say. Okay, so with the Oya, for some reason, I felt the urge to look her up. I ended up finding out the zodiac sign she's acquainted with is the Scorpio sign, and that also represents Pluto and Mars. Getting to read the last 2 sentences of this. So she embodies the tornadoes and twisters that uproot trees and houses with their destructive winds. This powerful Orisha is also responsible for carrying the spirits of the newly departed to the spirit world. I have never channeled this. Whenever I use these cards, Oya could definitely be around you. Like, I'm really getting her energy, because why did I go that far as to look up Oya, to look up what zodiac sign is she associated with, what planets is she associated with, and like read that to you. So maybe this could be a sign that she's calling to you. If it's not that, then it's it's a spirit who is Oya like, who has similar qualities to them. Maybe it could be a female energy. Maybe they could rule over the zodiac sign, because I know there's different denominations, but you can associate them with the zodiac sign, who has similar powers as Oya or has similar responsibilities as Oya. So the one that's bringing in this new change is Oya, or this Oya like person. I'm gonna call him Oya. Oya knows that you have already received a lot of blessings, right? Oya knows what your divine plan is, but she wants to spice things up for you in a good way, because I'm smiling, okay? With that in mind, the little description I just read of her, little known, Scorpio, okay? You may not think it's a fun, cute lesson or a fun, cute gift, but Oya finds it comical. Honestly, is this to entertain Oya? Maybe. Okay. But this is for the betterment of you. Believe it or not, this surprise or this gift coming in is gonna come in not the way you expected. Even though you got the specific dates, you got a specific person, blah blah blah, you have no idea how it's gonna come in. It reminds me of like AI. So you write down a specific description like, give me a backpack that's blue that has a lot of colors and eyes on it, but they just give you an anime face with eyes, but has like a tattoo of a backpack on her skin because you were not specific. You may have manifested one thing and you thought you were specific, but you're gonna get a variation of that, but it's not what you expected. This is a good thing. Keep in mind, she's doing this to elevate your timeline. So your timeline, certain things are expected of you at 30, at 40, but she's speeding up the process. Through this, let's say you're going to advance in whatever it is in your life. It's going to help you advance in your career faster than what is expected because she's doing this. It's like she's adding a plot twist. You end up getting in a relationship with someone new. You don't realize, but you were actually supposed to meet them in 2 years. You're speeding up the process. She is helping you speed up the process of you meeting the one. Maybe this is the one. Maybe instead of going through karma lessons, she's just gonna have you meet the one. Why not? Because she's spicing things up. Let's say you're going about your business the same way. She's spicing it up. How does she do that? She has your computer shut down. Yeah, it's not working. Oh, what? It can't be fixed. Oh my god. You're like, what? So now I gotta buy a new one because that's what your business depended on. You need a good computer. I'm saying this because this is kind of what happened with me. So you end up getting a much better upgrade computer to do your business on. Now things run a lot more smoothly. Things are going great. It's something like that, because when it first comes in, you're not going to enjoy it. The Gaia card is such a beautiful, respectful, inclusive energy. It gives me unity because it's all the spirits around you. Even if you're working with spirits from different pantheons, like they're all coming together, your ancestors, your spirit guides, to give you this one chaotic gift. They're like, Palfor's gonna love this. Not right now, but they're gonna love this in the future. They're gonna see the beauty in it in the future. It's one thing to even see the beauty of it whenever it happens, but you're gonna be kind of pissed off or annoyed, triggered, however it is, and it's gonna take you a few months to settle down into the new thing. I was supposed to use spirits advice for you on how to deal with these spirits around you or their messages for you, but I was getting also for you, like how the last pile, there's no advice for y'all. And it's funny because you both are actually very high vibing individuals, so very, very interesting. Round of applause for you. I'm so happy for you. Please like, dislike, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys have a good day or night. Bye. Hello to those who chose in Pal 5. So is this about relationships, y'all? Because in this pile, I'm gonna give you like a crash course on how the spirit realm works. Humans have a spiritual form. We have a physical form, right? This is our physical form, right? I'm touching me. This is my physical form. No matter what, you are always connected to your spiritual form, but the more spiritual you become, the more aware you are of the bond you have with your spiritual self. Say, whenever you meditate and you're able to put shields around yourself, that's you becoming in alignment with your spiritual form. It's you having control over your spiritual form. For the majority of the population, they do not have this connection. They only see their religion or spirituality based off of a text, based off of what they're told by others, but they never feel it. They aren't given privilege to have the access to their spiritual body. Yet, there are the rare few who are gifted, let's say, with mediumship or gifted with other clairvoyance or clair, whatever. They can tap into the spiritual form. You get me? In a sense, we all can have access to any spiritual gift. It's a matter of our spiritual vessel being able to have access to it. What can help facilitate this is, say, if you work with deities, let's say if you're connected with Jesus, you're connected with some spiritual entity, but yet, in order to do that, you need to have spiritual discernment. Are you interacting with a deity that has malevolent intentions with you? Are you interacting with a spirit that has malevolent intentions? It goes into so many nuances. The reason why I'm saying this is because I just have a fucking feeling. This pick your card, you're asking about what spirits are around you. I think these are physical, like human spirits that are going to be popping up. You probably do have your spirit guides, whatever you believe in, but this is what's really taking over the reading. Why? Is it because you're in love right now? Is it because you're about to fall in love right now? Because I feel like this is about love. Let's say I have my name, Veronica. Spiritually, we interact all the time, but she's not a spiritual person in this physical reality. I'm interacting with her spiritual self. She comes visits me, she comes helps me, or let's say we end up having a fight, or she ends up telling me her true feelings about me. All the truth ends up being laid out in this spiritual realm. You have someone coming to you, or I'm not surprised if you already have a romantic offer, already in contact with you in the spiritual, and they're about to come physically, or they're already with you physically. Because I'm going to talk as if they're already with you physically. This could be about a partner that you've been with for like over a year. I don't know. Prior to this, I've done a reading that was like what spirits are around you. I think it was like 2, 3 years ago. Because I was not too educated spiritually and I was still new into it, I didn't understand why a bunch of it came through as if physical beings also wanted to make their presence known, not just ancestors, not just angels, it's also and I was like, whenever I watch other pickle cards, they always say if there was a presence in my house, like they would talk about it. But in my pick cards, I was like, why am I picking up? Just me now becoming aware and me educating myself in the spiritual arts, I guess. So you got a channeled message. I'll be putting it down. The first bullet says habitual mindset is blocking your pursuit, change the eyes, and then the second bullet, they literally told me spell out death, like DEATH, overcomes change. So I'll put this here. They're instantly telling me about the Instagram photo. So I got an Instagram photo for you, okay? I saved a bunch of Instagram pictures. From the list of those, I intuitively choose one. I intuitively chose this one. I'll put it up on screen. It says a transcendental encounter. I'm getting that song by Usher. He's like, to leave the one I'm with, to start a new relationship with you. This is what you do to me. This imagery is just reeking of your ancestors, is reeking of your parental line. Your father and mother probably cheated on each other. You come from a generational line of very toxic relationship patterns. There's scientific studies on twins, and you can even look it up. This was a very unethical study, but when they were raised apart, identical twins still had the same mannerisms. They ended up having kind of like the same cadence whenever they talked. They ended up liking very, very similar things or the same exact things. The reason why I'm saying this is because genes do play an impact the people we are today. I really do believe toxic patterns and mental handicaps. By that I mean you always see things in rose colored glasses. I don't mean special ed attachment styles, so anxious or avoidant. All of those are genetically linked. Talking about nature versus nurture, so right now I'm talking about the part of the nature side. I know that nurture does have an impact, our environment, but generational trauma, generational wounds, generational curses. And in your instance, I'm not surprised if you have had a generational curse instilled in you in regards to relationships. And it's not just you, it's also your siblings, it's also your cousins on a certain family lineage. That's all this is reeking of. Imagine as soon as you came out of the womb, you are doomed to fall into the same toxic patterns your ancestors have and the ones before you did, your grandparents, your parents, your great grandparents, all of them. Spirit wants to give you hope because they're sending someone your way, the person you will know if this is them, if they're already in your life. They are meant to change this fate. Every single one of whichever the mother side, paternal side was doomed to always follow, to doomed to always succumb to. You won't have to fall into that. So this was more of like a hopeful thing, but it feels such heavy themes. I'm done interpreting that. Now I'm going to go on to the Rider Waite Tarot card I got for you. So I intuitively chose a Rider Waite Tarot card for your pick a card. Got the Two of Cups. I can't put it on the screen because of copyright reasons. I'm going to talk about a masculine perspective and a feminine perspective. You would know where you stand in regards to these energies in a relationship. I mean, I consider myself a feminine person. Objectively speaking, there are some relationships that bring certain qualities out in me, let's say like certain masculine qualities out in me. It can be interchangeable, that's my point. They'll be offended if you're feminine, and if you end up resonating more with the masculine perspective, this relationship is just, it is what it is, just energies. Well, you both want to start a family together. Yeah. If you have not met them already, they're here. By they're here, whenever it comes to divine timing, whenever it comes to that, that's like within a month. It's like a fated union that's gonna happen between you two. Or that has already occurred. So the feminine is gonna know that this is the one. I don't know if there's any intuitive downloads involved in this or psychic things involved in this that this feminine to find out specific information about the future. I don't know. As soon as they see and have their eyes set on this masculine comes up to them, they know that they're the one. Now, the masculine in this instance is a lot more unsure. Maybe this could be describing, especially if you're already like a year or more into the relationship. This is beautiful because it's describing the beginning of y'all's relationship. So, the masculine is unsure of what the feminine knows about him. He wants to be doting to her. What I mean by that is they want to massage the feminine's feet, they want to massage the feminine's back, they want to make the feminine's life as comfortable as possible. If they really could, they really would just be the feminine's sugar daddy. There's like a boundary there. So I don't know if it's because they're not close. The feminine would not like that. If the masculine were to offer feminine money or gifts, like it would scare her away. Like that's how he views it. So that's why this seems the masculine is coming at it as more of a friendship type, and there's still a boundary. We talk. This is low maintenance, but the masculine does have options. Keep that in mind. I'm not gonna lie, because even though they're approaching this feminine like this, since they want to start a family with someone, right? It branches off to other men or women, whatever they're interested in. The feminine is not the only, no offense, they're not the only one. That just seems like how the beginning of the relationship is gonna start. Now we're gonna move on here actually to the Rionon card that had a message. What was it? The other two cards don't see the Rionon coming, and the Rionon was giving me like the devil card vibes, kind of like a sinister smile. I'm getting the beginning of the Rihanna song, and it's called SOS. The Rionon card represents trials and tribulations. These two will face from here on out. This feels like shitty revelations or shitty circumstances. The feminine is living with their parents and they end up getting kicked out because they're in a relationship with the masculine, or the masculine's friends constantly judge them for being in an intimate union with the feminine. Yeah, it's not societally acceptable, and because of that, there will always be trials, tribulations whenever it comes to them being together. But the ironic part is, you think trials and tribulations would break y'all apart, but this is only going to grow y'all's bond stronger, force trust. Y'all are naturally going to want to be more devoted to the other the more shit hits the fan. That's what you both don't see coming, because I feel like you both are just two cups. There's a boundary, and it's like a low maintenance connection. I'm getting to channel the meaning of this second message. DEATH could be the initial of this other person, or letters could be in their first name. I'm not even getting letters or in their middle and last name. Like, there's something not talked about. Guess I'll go back to it. I'm just not gleaning any type of messages. I'll start with the Noah card. So that's representing you. Even if you're masculine or feminine, it don't even matter. Talking about how you're athletic, you could literally have abs. You love to work out. Not surprised if you're an athlete. You like to put your hair like in a ponytail if you got long hair, or you could be able to get braids in your hair or locks. You like to bend gender norms. I'm channeling like a male. Males that are comfortable in their masculinity. If I want to wear a skirt, if it's fashionable, like why not? If I want to wear these boots, but like they low key look like high heels, I don't care. It just goes with the fit. You're coming off as someone who is actually very masculine, even if you dress kind of feminine, or if you put like on like a bit of makeup. I don't think it's too much. You're not coming off as like drag queen. You like to keep it natural still. It's funny that I'm saying that. It feels awkward, but maybe you like to keep it natural down there. You don't like to shave off all your pubic hair. You feel like a very assertive person. Not assertive in like you're very dominating, you're just yelling all the time. Like you're coming up as someone who very solid in their convictions, and you only like to talk if you need to talk. You don't like to talk too much. Rather listen and observe people around you, spirits around you, whatever it is. Right? Because I mean you're on a pig card, right? So you're spiritual. But this is the person that's either coming into your life or this is your partner, or this is gonna be your partner. So this is coming up as Pamona. The first thing I'm getting was that she's fucking hot. She is fine. Oh my god, like she is sexy. Like a lot of people want to have their hands on her. Pomona could have blue eyes. I keep on saying like Pomona's hot, Pomona's hot, Pomona's sexy. Like everyone knows. Everyone knows. You know. Your friends know. Probably you and your friends gawk at Pomona. Maybe you have already talked about Pomona's locker room talk. It's disgusting. It's like misogynistic, but I mean, it's what it is. If you do that well. But I swear to God, it looks like they both are not in contact. You both are living separate lives. That's all I can really say about this Pomona person. This person does have a lot of latent psychic abilities. What that means is later on in their lives, they're going to have a lot of them activated. I don't know why I'm going to say this, but in the last pile, which is pile 4, that probably best represents Pomona. Is it right now? I don't know. Is it in a few weeks? But now I'm getting to come over here. The This is what spirits are around you, but this is dominating the reading. You can watch the other readings. Nothing about love came out. It was all about spirits around them. So don't think I'm those tarot readers that like to just say shit out of my ass and to make it about love. You're genuinely meant to have this message. And I'm saying that as a masculine energy, all the cards are in reverse. Maybe you feel like this is unrealistic or this could never happen with Pamona. Out of all my options, I'm like, why would that? Kind of makes sense with the Two of Cups because the masculine, which is you, is coming into it like not really that serious. Is it because you don't want your feelings to get hurt? Is that your ego talking? Feels like Pamona, as soon as y'all come into contact, they'll know, oh my gosh, like Nuit is so great. Like I never really noticed this about kind of instantly falling in love, but you're gonna have a lot of not boundaries, you're gonna have a lot of walls up. Pamona's gonna have to chip on them slowly, but at the same time it's like you only have them up because of your ego just to protect yourself from getting hurt. What if Pamona is becoming interested in someone else? You'll be able to say, oh yeah, I saw that coming. So of course she doesn't want me. Like, get it together. Be bold. Why not? Just put it out there. This is the one reading where it is reconfirming that. Anyways, I said all of that because the first message I was getting that's written right there is you need to change your perspective on relationships, on dating. You're a philanderer. Let's say, like, your kitty or your dinghy is for the streets. You're sleeping around a lot. You're not taking relationships seriously at all. You need to get it together and change your perspective on it. First off, because you're in the masculine vibe, okay? You're the one that's gonna have to take action. Because Ramona's never gonna come to you. What makes you think Ramona even wants you? Like, it feels like you're low key self sabotaging. Okay, first off, if you have no idea who is coming in, who I'm even talking about, this is the one person you feel like is out of your league. Whether it's physically, whether it's because of how much money they make, I don't know. But it's the last option you would ever choose. You would think that the last person on Pomona's mind is you. That's why. Just a reflection. My point is, you're not always thinking about Pomona built this habit in relationships. It isn't just because of Pomona, because Pomona's always on your mind. Be the best version of yourself. What is the best version of yourself? It's the version that Pomona deserves. Does Pomona deserve you right now? Because I can guarantee you, she does not. And you know that. I know that. Come on now. Like, change it up. It's the last option you would think of ever going after. They're too much to handle, or you can't help but like demonize Balmona, see them in a negative light. It makes sense because over here with the reunion, y'all are gonna not be societally acceptable. Y'all are gonna have a lot of trials and tribulations to want to stick together. But it's this option. And if anything, with this option, I'm not surprised if you've been crushing on them for the longest time. But at the same time, it's not just you, it's your friends, it's your dad, it's your mom, it's literally everyone. Everyone crushes on Pomona. They're just so fucking beautiful and graceful and so honest. Be the best version of yourself for you first, so that way you can actually authentically change. And once that occurs, I don't know how long that's going to take because this is coming in soon. At the same time with the Two of Cups, it seemed like it's not going to start off in a relationship. Y'all are not going to be flirting and stuff. So you still have time to change. But just know you need to get your shit together, okay? Because Pamona clearly has her shit together. I'm not seeing that she has negative behavior patterns, self sabotaging tendencies whenever it comes to matters of relationship. Now, Pamona could be sleeping around. They could be for the streets too, but if they see the right one, they will drop everything, be devoted to that option. And it seems like with Two Cups, that's exactly what Pamona's going to do with you. But you're not going to do that for her. Huh? Does she deserve that? No. And now over here with the second message, I was getting kind of awkward because the overcomes word, I was getting someone having a lot of intercourse, right? There's a lot. And then the change, it's like dialing down from the intercourse and y'all being loving and doting together, but the words were awkward. I think it's because your relationship is going to take a long while to come together romantically, even sexually. Let's say Pamona knows that you're the one, but you're in this kind of energy. So it's like, yeah, you can deal with your own shit. I don't care how long it's gonna take. Like, I'm gonna do my own. Don't even be surprised if Pomona gets in a relationship while she meets you. Why? Because you're being fucking arrogant. You're thinking all about yourself. You're not thinking about the future. You're not thinking about being stable. You only want what satisfies you right now. And Pomona can see right through that. They will. So that's why it's going to take forever for this to come together because it's a matter of you getting your shit together, having the urge to want to fix yourself. You can't put out an image that Pomona wants. You have to change yourself internally in order to reflect it because Pomona can see through the bullshit. Let me tell you, they can see through if you have facade. They can see through you right now. They can see, okay, yeah, I can make inferences why Nuit is like this. Yeah, I know like a little bit about Nuit's past. I know a little bit about Nuit's habits. I can see that the way that Nuit treats other people, that they have this amount of wounds, like how mature they are, blah blah blah. Pomona has a checklist to assess, and you're not meeting any of them, any criteria. So I can see why you're scared to approach Pomona then, but Spirit's encouraging you to at least start off a friendship with them because this is gonna force you level up to be on Pomona's level to feel like you deserve Pomona. Guys, so yeah, so this next section is gonna be spirits advice on how to deal with these spirits around you. I was getting curious what the Lilith is thinking. With the Lilith song, I'm getting that song. I got chills, they're multiplying. And then the other part of the song says, you better shake up, cause I need to say, cause my heart is only true. I think that's the lyrics to it. It's an old song. They're telling you to literally cover up. I don't know, take like tool pics. Say you're popular on social media, so you're always in your bikini or you do brand deals, so you wear lingerie, you post that, but they're telling you to start covering up. Like you need to reform your image to be focused on yourself. It seems the image that you put out to society is I'm young, living my life, I'm expressing myself, but you need to mature out of that now and transition to I got my shit together. Yes, you can still have a personality and spunk in it. Can you not always post yourself shirtless? Oh, you want to know what too? If especially if you like rave or if you always go to concerts, spirit's telling you that you need to grow out of it. You've experienced enough. You need to start settling down. Yeah, that must suck. I'm getting this interpretation because Lilith is getting like stuff painted on her, but it isn't for tribal reasons or isn't for religious reasons. It's because she wants to have fun, because she wants to go out and rave. So yeah, grow the fuck up. So funny with the Carly card is I'm telling you all this, but you must hate this message. You really must hate this message. You're not gonna like, you're gonna refuse to change, if anything. Ever since meeting this feminine, this Bamona, you're gonna start acting out. You're gonna start rebelling against spirit and the people around you. And you know how I told you you need to tone it down? But here's a little bit, right? But look at Kali. So you're making it even worse. What you're probably gonna do, you're gonna post yourself in tinier bikinis. You're gonna now post yourself in underwear now, just underwear. You're gonna sleep with so many people, as much as you can. You're trying to experiment so bad. It's like you're throwing yourself in immature and low vibing things to forget about your true path, which is with Bamona, which is the high vibing path. Throwing yourself in low vibing things to forget about Bamona now. So I'm not surprised if you constantly ghost Bamona, if you purposefully sabotage things with Bamona. This could be representing the near future once you meet them, or this could be representing where y'all are at right now in y'all's connection. And let's say you could be lost. Is this person even meant for me? Yes, they are, and you're fucking it up. And you want to know what? Let me go back. Post this picture up again. Post it. Post it up. Look it. Hmm? Remember what I said? Generational patterns in relationships. You are being just like your dad, your mom, your grandparents, the ones before you? Do you want to prove them right by going down that same fated path? Or are you going to use this transcendental encounter as an opportunity to break out of generational karma, to break out of generational patterns, even generational curses, because I was really getting into that for you, and live a path of solidarity and contentment? Because you're being just like them. Get your shit together. Okay. That's all I have for you because I don't need to be babying you. I don't need to be babying you. I don't need to be telling you what to do because at the end of the day, odds are you're a grown adult. Get your shit together. Have a great day, night. Bye. Hello to those who've chosen pile 6. In the last pile, the card representing pile 5 was the New Way card in reverse, and you happen to get it again. Don't know if there's a connection between those two. Pile 2, they got a very similar imagery for their channeled message, so don't know if that will also resonate if you're called to 2 or 5 or both. I have a long list of words and phrases. I intuitively chose the words physical touch to represent your pile. I'm actually getting mediumship. You're either a medium or that's what you need to expect in the far future whenever it comes to your spiritual abilities, because what spirits are around you. They're telling me I have no right to tell you what spirits are around you because you are either not at the energetic frequency to even understand, contrive the thought of what kind of entities are around you, which could mean that you're in the very beginning of your spiritual awakening, or I have no right to tell you because you can literally see them. Like, you're the type of person to also have visions, maybe you have the gift of prophecy. So I totally chose the Rider Waite tarot card for you. Sadly, I don't even own the deck, so I cannot put the picture up on here because it is copyrighted. But you got the Judgment card. You have demons around you. Is that good or bad? I don't know. It's all in perception, you know. The other day I was talking with this Christian guy. He was asking me about my spiritual beliefs. I told him everyone is valid in their perception of, you know, what they believe in their religion or in their spirituality. I have no right to tell a Christian that their beliefs are wrong. He brought up, well, how do you know that what they're interacting with are bad entities or malevolent spirits? Or if the ones I'm interacting with are bad entities or malevolent spirits. He was trying to say that from a Christian perspective, as in demons are always bad, angels are always good, which is actually not the case for either one. You know, there's literally nuance. Angels are hardcore, y'all. Like, they're tough. And sometimes just some spirits just naturally just they don't get along with you or they don't like you or you have to earn their respect for a super long time. Okay, anyways. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because My answer to him was the antithesis to Christianity is Satanism. So they see Satan as the protagonist, while they see Jesus as the antagonist. That's why it's always in the matter of perspective. To them, the good spirits are the demons, but to him, the bad spirits are the demons. The issue with his prerogative is there's no such thing as good or bad spirits. It's simply, do they have a good intention towards you or not? Even if they have bad intentions for me, that does not make them a bad entity or a bad spirit. Unless they're wreaking havoc all the time, they just want to call the scene, this one, then you can call them a bad spirit. That's what I understand. But the reason why I'm saying that is because you clearly got demons around you, and I'm not judging you. But just know that, especially if you're Christian or if you're very concerned about that, if you view demons as bad, you need to take the perspective that I was just mentioning. Once again, the judgment card is giving me mediumship. To lift your eyes up the veil, or you know what they call the veil, and you can cross the veil, y'all. I'm not surprised if you have had many incidents prior to this ability accidentally being turned on, but then you somehow turned it off and you were just confused how to even turn it on or off. You need to dive deeper into what you would perceive as negative entities. Is that angels to you? Is that demons to you? I don't know. But that's on you, that's your journey, and the spirits around you, that's what they want to tell you. They want you to unlock this mediumship ability. If you already have mediumship skills, you would be surprised you're at stage 2. There's like 50 stages. You can only strengthen this ability by delving deeper into what you perceive as the darker side of spirituality. But it's all on perception because it's all not bad. Okay, so the last example I'm going to give two on my spiritual experience. I work with Egyptian deities. I always thought not only would they all have the best intentions for me, the best intention is if they don't like me, it is what it is, I leave them alone. It's okay. Like, that's a good intention towards me because they just want to leave me alone. I mind my own, they mind their own. But I had this one interaction that really changed the way I perceived the deities that I loved. So I'm not going to name names because naming an entity is very powerful. I basically had a deity try to get in the middle of me getting into a relationship with someone by like flirting with me or this and that, and they were supposed to be overseeing me at that point, and I had never met this deity before. Like, I know on TikTok, like, I would internally like make fun of people who said that they had sexual experiences with deities or demons or whatnot, because I thought that can't be true because they're such high vibing beings. They could never go that low. But this one went that low. This one really did go that low. And I was like, what is going on? And it's not in my head. Like, I was not making it up. I have no need to grow any feelings for a spiritual entity. I respect them. This one just did not have the best in mind for me. That's my point. And I feel like mentioning this because maybe you're about to have an experience like that. You have had experience like that. And this links to this negative entities that are attached to you that you perceive as negative. But at the end of the day, they're all high vibing. You cannot say a demon is low vibing. You cannot. That's because I've been attacked. Oh no, okay, I need to stop. I need to stop now. I can't be talking about that situation with you. Okay. So now I got a channeled Instagram picture and I'm gonna put it up. It's really cute. Put it up there. This is such a cute photo. Now I remember the song. The song came out in another pile, but now I'm remembering it for you. I'm channeling the song Saint Honcho by Travis Scott. The line that's really popping up is Mama raised the saint. Do, 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 do. You have an advice pile after them interpreting this one tarot card. Oracle card. But you're not supposed to use this next pile as advice. It's supposed to let you know how to get closer to your spiritual gifts. I'm gonna be mentioning mediumship, but this is a collective, so it could be another spiritual gift. Don't worry about money. That's the whole point of this. You see how she is right there with the cute little cat, cute little decorations, cute little plants. If someone were to ask you, is there a picture to sum up what will truly make you happy in life, it would be this photo. you already are living in alignment. So you are living what you're preaching. So whatever's showing in this photo, this is what it is, the vibe you're on right now, and you're content and you're happy with it. This photo was just further confirmation for you. You could literally have smiley face lanterns right there, like literally whatever is in this photo. You have it in your room or you have it around your house. Further confirmation that this reading is for you. Like, there was not really any messages I was supposed to glean from this. If you still just have one room, roommatings with other people, that's not a word. You have other roommates. You're meant to live a life solidarity, not solitary, just solidarity. A way for you to maintain healthy solidarity is by living alone. That's what's up to come for you in the next 2.5 years. You're gonna end up living alone. So yeah, I don't know if that's gonna make you happy or not, because I don't know if you're living with a partner or what. I'm letting you know that's the most high vibing path for you. And I must first start off by intuiting. Why am I not speaking words correctly? I must start intuitively reading this Knew It card. You wanna know what's funny? Knew It is literally in the word intuition. Actually, I'm lying. That's false. These words are in the word intuition. This name is not. Why did I think that? Why did I say that? I feel like I'm speaking dumb. I'm not used to being this short-sighted in my speaking. What spirits are around you? You already know what spirits are around you. No matter this collective, you know how I said, even if you could be in the other spectrum of you're just getting into spirituality, you're very new to it, or gifted, you have a connection with energies around you. Let's say if you're in the middle of an exam and you suddenly get into a pit to think about your dead friend, but that's you knowing she's watching over me, and then let's say you end up asking her help for the exam. You're very good with synchronicities that deal with the spirits, the entities around you. I don't need to provide you any details into that. You know it's in reverse because you already know. Expansiveness is all about adventure, the traveler card, the fool, but it's in reverse because you've already traveled the spiritual realm, like you already know. It's funny because right now I just hiccuped. I don't know if I'm gonna cut that out. I hiccuped over here because instead of no obstacles, it's supposed to say there's no hiccups. Your manifestations are running so smoothly. Your chakras, if you believe in that, or chi, whatever, it's all aligned. It's all running well. You know how there's ups and downs in life? You're definitely not in a down, or you're not about to enter a down period in your life. You're doing great. You're in a civil middle. Especially people who have mental health issues, this must be such a trippy experience. Maybe you can even be anticipating like, oh, is another episode gonna flare up? Is my anxiety gonna flare? No, honestly, no. Not even anytime soon at all. Not even like the next few months. Everything was great. And it's funny because you think that spirits would use this time to come out and talk about themselves or what they want to tell you, but there's no messages for you. Maybe because they want you to rely on your intuition rather than mine. God, I mean, you see my you versus thems, or how do they feel about you pick card readings, and you don't even know that all those videos total to like 5-6 hours, and I have to edit them down to be way less. But even then, there's like a lot of information. At the end of the day, I'm doing the work that you don't want to do. For example, whenever I'm just too tired and I get called to watch pick card, I'm kind of happy because it's like I don't have to use my own intuition. Someone else is using their intuition to give me a message that I'm already called to listen to. So like it's like, oh, okay, good. The obstacles, if anything, I wrote down obstacles because they're telling you you need to put you back into it. Okay, you need to put in the work, and it's going to be long, hard work. The spiritual work to elevate your abilities, specifically mediumship. Okay, this next section is how to elevate your mediumship and or your spiritual abilities. Okay, this is the Baba Yaga, the Aphrodite. This is Eostre in reverse. Getting that Aphrodite is not in contact with the Eostre. Funny that you got the Expansiveness card, which is the New card, and the New Beginnings card in reverse. The Baba Yaga Spirit's advice on how to get closer to your spiritual gifts is to stop listening to music. Give yourself like a week cleanse from listening to music. More than just music. It's regurgitating any video content. So this pick a card, right? Stop listening to pick cards. Stop going on YouTube, watching videos. You're in the case where you're like, what do you mean I'm in the film industry? I'm always around film. Just focus on your work. Do not watch on your break. Don't watch some cat videos. Don't watch some fighting videos. The reason why is because with the Aphrodite, you feel like typical Gen Z or Gen X, whatever this new generation is, okay? And I'm saying that as a Gen Z person, okay? Aphrodite is you. You're in the middle. You have a short attention span. Like, yes, you know your synchronicities on you, see you're very intuitive, but you have a short attention span. What's a way to mitigate this issue? To take away the variable that's causing this, telling you what's causing your short attention span, what's causing you to see things from a small perspective, to not increase your spirituality, is the content you're regurgitating on social media. You're going to stop watching videos, you're going to stop hearing videos, and you're just going to be forced to read. So you're not going to like reading, so therefore you're just going to want to just stay off of social media. That's what's going to naturally end up happening, okay? So do this for like a week cleanse. Please do this. And only read or listen to videos for your job. I mean, you can read on your job, but I mean, my advice would just to be go full throttle, bitch, and just try not to be on social media at all. Anyways, so then this is you. You have literally spirits lined up to give you messages. This isn't just about you and your family. This is, you need to give channeled messages and be a conduit for other people. Friend's mom, you need to channel a message for your friend that's coming from their mom. It's just because you're not paying attention. That's literally it. You're only paying attention to energies that are familiar to you. You need to push yourself out of your comfort zone and do that. And you would have no idea you were even meant to do this because they were here all this time. Yes, they were. They were lined up. They were waiting for you to give these messages, and now you gotta do it. But it's a lot of messages, so you're gonna have to go through a lot of different spirits, and I already know how exhausting it is to psychically channel shit for like an hour straight. So I can only imagine you having to do multiple people and having to change them out, and then having to regard yourself, making sure that you're not connected with that spirit anymore to make sure that they can't influence your decisions or life. And so yeah, good luck with that. You are going to eventually be aware of the many spirits around you that want to channel messages to their loved ones that are alive right now. You are not in contact with this ego stray card. So that's actually your spirit guide stepping back, your deities, whatever you believe in, stepping back and watching you from afar learn your lesson. Don't even be surprised if you ask them questions or you ask them for the guidance where they typically would answer and they just leave you on red. They do not answer at all. It's all on you to learn. They kind of don't really feel any pity for you learning it all on your own because it seems very, very overwhelming. But this was bound to happen. Like, you allowed it to let this line to pile up this long. You just chose to remain ignorant and not wanting to increase and better your spirituality. I know this was like a harsh message, but honestly, the vibes are great. The vibes are great, just not really for you. Like, you're gonna feel kind of sucky for the next month or two because you need to readjust to the expectations that are now set for you in your spiritual gifts. So God don't give you something they can't handle, okay? So please like, dislike, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys have a great day or night. Bye. Chosen past 7. I'm getting to start with the cards first. I got channeled word for you and intuitively chosen Instagram picture for you. Then I got a channeled message for you, but I'm actually getting just to read the vibes over here. It is literally talking about what spirits are around you. Keep on getting the song Dreams. The spirits around you are letting me know that a surprise is coming in here with the Isis in reverse. You've mastered a spiritual concept. This could relate to you breaking out of toxic patterns, toxic mindset, you mastering witchcraft, your spell work, a spiritual ability, whatever it may be for you. They're giving you a reward for this, but you have no idea it's coming. You would be very freaking strong to know, have an inkling something amazing is coming towards you because they want to keep this hidden and under wraps as much as possible. So there you're coming up as the Amaterasu. It just looks like you don't got a care in the world. Ever since you mastered the spiritual concept, you probably view life in a more clear, getting the word opaque lens. You see everything for what it is, the beauty and the madness, the beauty and the chaos, beauty and sadness. It just looks like you're having time of your life. Maybe you have reached a new stage of spiritual enlightenment. Looks beautiful. And I'm also getting that you're in your 20s. The channel messages I got when putting down these cards was the Matarasu is the antithesis to Pele. And then Lakshmi, which is all the way on the left, keeps saying, look at me to everyone, but no one's looking. This one's fucking scary. So Pele is another spirit around you. I believe the Isis is maybe your spirit guide. If you have deities, so be it the deity that's looking over you right now. And they're both kind of coming together and planning. Those are the good spirits around you. And then this one's an entirely different entity that has nothing to do with this reward. They're coming up as so beautiful, a ray of sunshine. I'm gonna try my best to describe it. I'm not describing enough. So think about a bunch of sparkles, just endless sparkles emitting from a white oval orb, but the orb's kind of spiky. It just feels like a transcendental essence or of a soul, super high level being. This transcendental being is about to enter your life. I don't know who that is to you. I can't put words to it. Sometimes these can be angels, sometimes these can be even higher vibing beings than I can't even comprehend, because I think at this point, the knowledge I have with spirituality is out the window with Beled. This is a much high vibe being that I could ever even think of, bother even interacting with. They're about to come into your life, or quote unquote chaos, because you know how you're seeing the beauty and the chaos and the madness and the sadness. They're about to come into your life to create huge waves to the people around you. Right now, it looks like you have found a newfound perspective on life. Because of that, you're only attracting higher vibing beings. This being is going to help you cleanse your environment. They're going to naturally have other people who are not meant for you, not aligned for you, get out of your life. Have new job opportunities lined for you. This is you starting anew totally. Not surprised if you end up moving the next few months. Even if you don't even see it, you'd be surprised. Don't even be surprised if you end up leaving who the partner you're with right now. You look all alone in this transformation. It does not look like your partner is coming along with you. Obviously, if you have children, clearly, you deal with what has to be done. For a lot of y'all, I would say like 52% of y'all left an ex behind. Toxic relationship behind. Toxic situationship. Just know when you decided to leave this person, you actually took action on it, you reached this peak enlightenment. Never will you ever become aligned with this person again, especially with the way that they're living life. They can never ever be on your spiritual level. The outcome of how both your lives will be the true testament of who's the much more mature one, is the one living in alignment, who's the one who's the happiest. Especially reputation wise, if this Lakshmi brought down your reputation, you're about to see an increase in your social status. But don't be surprised if this is all alone, because Amaterasu Pele seems like such independent feminine power. Now, this had nothing to do with the person. No one's really left your life, or you didn't want someone to leave your life and they didn't. Then there was many, many lessons that you have learned up until this point. So whatever age you are, you have continued to do I call it grudgy, but it's not a word. I don't think grudgy is a word, but the grudgy, shitty work on yourself. Keep on taking the wool off your eyes constantly, analyzing your ego, end up loving your ego, end up forgiving yourself for things, forgive other people for, you've done a lot of self-work to get to this point. That's what that represents. And now that you're at this peak enlightenment, you won't have to worry about self-analyzing as much as you have been too much. Maybe you go into every single interaction constantly reminding yourself, okay, I have to be nice, or whatever your toxic tendency is, okay, I can't do that. Let me try to speak with kindness, let me blah, blah. Now you don't have to do that anymore, because at this point, it's already ingrained in you as a habit. So good job, really good job. Like, I can give you a high five, but I'm too tired to reach out my hand. Yeah, this is such a beautiful, blessed reading. Now I'm getting to get into your channeled message. I put it right here. It says avoidable damage, but it was supposed to be in super small letters. Channeling Mariah Carey's face. I don't know much about Mariah Carey, but little do I know of her past. She has really been through it, even though she's like spoon fed for the majority of her life. She went through a lot of trauma. I feel so bad for her, the little I know. One example is her older sister, when she was like 12 or 13, tried to PIMP her out to the sister's friend, and I don't know what ended up happening where she ended up avoiding sexual contact, but that's a small example. But I think I'm using her as an example because she is also coming up in this Amaterasu energy. Let's say there's certain stages of spiritual enlightenment. The spiritual enlightenment that she has hit right now, you are at that level too. And she was able to blossom, become such a successful, abundant person. You are on her caliber too. You need to realize now your challenge now. The spirits around you see, especially your spirit guides and deities you work with, is to realize your worth because you deserve the most. You deserve the most money. You deserve the most friends. You do, well, quality friends. The most quality food. You deserve the most quality clothes. You need to start teaching yourself that it's okay to love yourself by pampering you. Yeah, like there's nothing spoiled about it. There's nothing pretentious about it. Because that's you having other people's opinions weigh you down. Do what you want to do. Literally, the sky's the limit. That's going to be your next lesson to learn in this journey. The sky is the limit. You have beautiful beings around you to encourage you and help you for the rest of your life. I mean, at this point, on this path to success, one last thing I'm going to say is there's such thing as a Kundalini awakening. And I didn't know at the time when I first found spirituality that I experienced that, but I did. Years later, I found out what that even was. As of recently, I've gone through my second awakening. It was a different kind of pain. But in my first spiritual awakening, I had to go through so much ego deaths and rid my environment of toxicity. I had to do so much work. I was expecting the same thing when I knew my second spiritual awakening was going to come. When I went through it, you want to know what it was? I didn't realize I had so much empathy and forgiveness for others, but I didn't give that to myself. I'm not supposed to tell you what I went through because maybe you're about to experience it too. It made me realize that I need to love myself more and give validation to the things I went through. Like, really give validation. No need to minimize it or gloss over it. You went through that shit. And then at the end of it, I was like crying so much. And it wasn't because of that realization, it was because I've realized that all this time I was never alone. And when I first went through my spiritual awakening, I was not connected to my spirit guides. I was not connected to any spiritual beings, and I felt so alone. And it was so hard cleansing my life and cleansing me. And I went through some shit, some tough shit. Mind you, it never ends, but once this process of the initiation to the second spiritual awakening was over, it was so reassuring that I wasn't alone through the pain, that I was now aware of my deities around me. I was now aware of my spirit guides around me. And then now it's just so funny because before, when I thought I was going to die, and I thought I didn't deserve anybody, I was never alone. It was because I wasn't tapped in. Just really vexing concept. So now I want to go into the channeled word I got for you, and it's hypomania. If you don't know what hypomania is, so there's bipolar 1, and that's like really extreme ups and downs, and they experience mania and depressive episodes really bad. And they cycle through it pretty fast. And then there's bipolar 2, so I think that they've cycle through it slower. I don't want to spread information, sorry, but they experience less severe version of mania and a less severe version of the depressive episodes. A less severe version of mania is hypomania. Once again, reiterating that this is a solitary time in your life. The next year, you're going to be alone. If you're in a relationship, I think you're going to call it off, or you've already called it off. You're living in your highest timeline if you already called it off. That's it. And I'm not surprised if people are saying that like you're crazy. They don't understand the method to your madness. They think you're the one tripping, and you know that you're living in alignment with spirit, but you can't give explanations to your actions. I'm not surprised if loved ones around you or even your partner is just confused, like, why are you acting like this? Like, this is not typical of you. You need help mentally. No, this is reaffirming you are not having a mental health episode. Don't have others' opinions affect the way you want to live your life. I'm not trying to label anybody though. Like, if you think that you really do need some help, then get it. I'm talking with a collective that is mentally sane. If anything, I'm not surprised if you've never experienced mental health flare-ups, to be honest, because you seem pretty resilient. This last thing I'm going to show you, I intuitively chose an Instagram photo, so I'm going to put it up here. And this so happens to be the same Instagram photo as Pile 5, so I don't know if that'll resonate with you. If it doesn't, then it's all good. This has never happened before. We're in the same pick a card. I chose the same photo intuitively. And it says a transcendental encounter. Oh my gosh, wait, whoa, wait, that's so weird. Wait, wasn't I saying this being, the Bella being was transcendental? Wait, guys, wait, I didn't know it. Fuck, wait, how can I prove this? I did Power 5 like hours ago. It was not on my mind. That's so weird that matched. Okay. Oh, this is so beautiful. You have tapped into a state of consciousness that can't have you see lack anymore. Therefore, you will receive nothing but abundance from here on out. Even in your low times, you're still abundant, but it's because of your mindset change. You see things in a perspective that no one in your career field could ever emulate. People can try to follow you as a trend, try to ask you advice. You'll end up taking their job, or you'll end up getting the higher up position. You'll end up making the most money. God, this is beautiful. This is abundance after abundance after abundance, but it's because it's impossible now where you can't see lack anymore. You know how I told you before? You see the beauty in the sadness, in the mundanity, in like all the negative things. And this is anything talking more about money. The ISIS in reverse, yes, they're preparing you for a reward. This reward is because you achieve something, so it's like kind of like a birthday gift. Like, oh yeah, like here you go. Just know from here on out, your spirit team and this Bele being is gonna attract you to abundant opportunities. It's talking about nothing but money. If you're pouring out, oh my god, this is gonna change within like the next year. You're gonna be a completely different person by next year, man. Your career moves are insane. Also, your hobbies are insane. Like, I'm not surprised if you end up having side gig stuff that makes you money, because you're so talented and you see the beauty in your skills too, and that's why you're able to fine-tune your skills like this. Like, it just feels like you unlock the state of consciousness where you just pick up things like this, like this, like this, like this. It's just so beautiful. Wow. That's all I have for you. It's crazy. Good for you. I'm so happy for you. Wow. Keep on living your life, man. Please like, dislike, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys have a great day or night. Bye.